What's your guess for my dilation?
2. Dang, really? Wow.
Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new here. Welcome to a now weekly pregnancy update. So I am 37 weeks tomorrow. I had my 37-week OB appointment today. We just got home not that long ago, and so yeah, I'm going to be talking to you guys about how my 36-week went for me, and then I'll be showing you guys a 37-week bump date. So that's how these videos are gonna go. They're gonna be weekly from now on, like I said, every Friday. First thing is, let's talk about how I felt this past week. I've got my notebook over here with the things that I jotted down just so that I would remember them for this video. I believe that my leg pains got to some of the worst that I've had so far. There were some days where I literally could like almost not walk. It was so bad. It hasn't been that bad like today or yesterday. It's gotten a little bit better. It like tends to flare up here and there, but it's very uncomfortable. I've started to get some nausea here and there. I've always read that sometimes expecting moms will get some third trimester nausea, or like leading up to birth or things like that. Sometimes the nausea just randomly comes back. So some mornings I will wake up with some slight nausea. It usually goes away in about an hour or two for the most part. And it's not always in the morning. Sometimes I will get it at random points in the day, but it's never like all day long. It's just random moments throughout the day here and there where I just start to feel a little queasy. And honestly, this week is the week that I realized how fast this pregnancy went by. It feels like it flew. Like, I'm not exaggerating at all when I say it feels like it all happened in the blink of an eye. Like, it feels like just yesterday I was finding out, we were announcing, we were finding out the gender. Like, none of this stuff feels as far away as it was. Like, we found out over 30 weeks ago. We found out like 33 weeks ago, 34 weeks ago. Like, how have I already been pregnant for going on 37 weeks tomorrow? London's pregnancy definitely went by so much slower than this one. And it is so crazy. I guess, I mean, a lot of it because with her I didn't have a toddler to chase around, and we were in different points in our lives. Like, this pregnancy we've had quite a bit of stuff going on with like buying a house and going on vacation and having a toddler to care for and things like that. And a lot of the times Christopher was traveling for work. So this pregnancy, like, just so much of it was different, but it's just gone by so fast, which, like, part of me is glad. Like, pregnancy can be pretty miserable, and I'm so ready to meet her, but at the same time I know it's gonna be a huge adjustment for all of us, and sometimes I get a little anxious thinking about the transition. Sorry, I've got like hiccups stuck. I get a little nervous thinking about like transitioning from having a toddler to having a toddler with a newborn, and just making sure that London doesn't ever feel left out or replaced or anything like that. Sometimes I get a little overwhelmed just thinking about how things are gonna be, and that makes me wish that she would just like stay in there a little longer. Because I really wanted to soak up this pregnancy, because with London's I rushed it so much because I just wanted her to be there. And then she was finally born and it was awesome, it was amazing, but then not that long later I'm like, I miss being pregnant. And we tried for so long to get pregnant again, and I just really wanted to be pregnant, and then we finally got pregnant. And I wanted to soak up this pregnancy as much as I could because I knew that I would miss him once it was over. And just like apparently because of my different mindset, it just made it go by so much faster, and it's so crazy. I'm so torn between wanting her to be here already and wanting to stay pregnant a little bit longer. Even though I'm so miserable, like I'm so miserable, but I know that I'm still gonna want more kids. I'm still gonna wanna go through pregnancy again. I'm still gonna miss some of the stuff, even though most days I hate how I feel. Another thing, I have been super low energy lately. Like, usually I'm more of a lazy person, but this past like week, I don't want to do anything. It's like I have to force myself so much to get up and do my daily house chores and just to get stuff done. I would rather just lay around all day, but we all know that's not possible because I can't get behind on housework. Otherwise, I get stressed out and I can't just not take care of London. So I have to get up and do stuff, but I really don't want to. Like, I'm so exhausted and I just don't have the motivation lately. Every day I'm like, I have to do everything, but I don't want to do anything. I say it so many times a day because it's so true. So very low energy this week. Last update, I talked about how I started having some nerve pains where she would like pinch a nerve in my leg area, and it's starting to happen more frequently, I'd say, than whenever I first started noticing it. She does it more and more. And going off of the low energy thing, I've also been really irritable this past week. Like, I just get frustrated super easily. I've been having a lot of trouble with dealing with London's whining. Like, if she's whining for a long time, I get really like, I get irritated really easily, especially like me thinking about all the things that I want to do and not wanting to do them makes me really irritable. And I just tend to feel a little overwhelmed, even though it's not that much stuff. It's the same stuff that I always do. It just feels like so much more because of how tired I am. And I had someone request that I talk about if I have like any like weird symptoms or pregnancy brain or like gross symptoms, I guess. And I don't really have like gross symptoms per se. Some days I'm gassier than others, but I'm just like, I don't really find that gross or interesting. I don't really have any like gross symptoms as of now, but I definitely deal with pregnancy brain. Like, I can't even fathom how many times a day I go, what's that word again? What's that word again? I'll be in the middle of talking and I just can't get my words out because I just completely forget what word I was even thinking of. And I have to sit there and rack my brain, and conversations take so much longer because I have to sit there and remember what words I'm thinking of. So multiple times a day when I'm trying to have conversations with Christopher, I'm in the middle of talking and I'm like, what's that word again? It's like, what is that word? And he doesn't know what I'm talking about because obviously I'm not explaining to him what I'm talking about. So I just have to sit there and rack my brain until it finally comes to me. It takes a few moments usually. And another thing that happened that we got a little bit of a kick out of, we were trying to leave the house one day to do like our usual groceries and doctor stuff, and we have the dogs' cages in the garage where we park the car. So we're going downstairs, we're in the garage, we're getting ready to leave. So we're putting the dogs in the cage so we can open the garage and we can go. He is just like walking out of the door and I'm messing with the dogs. I'm like, hey, get in. Rhea and Cleo went into their cages, and then I'm trying to get Nyx into her cage. And the way that it's set up, like her cage is up against the wall and I'm to this side of it, like looking like through it pretty much. And Nyx walks over and to the side of her cage, and I close and lock it like, okay, she went in the cage, let's go. And Christopher's like, what are you doing? And I look down and I did not lock Nyx in the cage. I locked Nyx beside the cage. Like, she walked behind it and all I could see was bars and then her. So I assumed she went in the cage. So I locked it thinking she was in there, but she wasn't in there. She had gone behind it. So now we're gonna talk about, sorry, my hair's really bothering me. Now we're gonna talk about numbers, I guess. So at my appointment today, I was 163.4 pounds. So far I have gained 38.4 pounds. And I mean, I gained 3 pounds just from a week ago. So I don't understand, like some weeks I'm not really gaining that much and then I'll gain a little bit more and then all of a sudden I'll gain a lot. Like I was gaining like 4 pounds every 2 weeks and now 3 pounds in 1 week. Jesus Christ. I feel like Ashlyn's gonna be a little bit heavier than London was, definitely. London, if you don't know, she was 6'10". I'm estimating that Ashlyn's gonna be at least a pound more than London was. So yeah, so that's where I'm at with my weight right now. She didn't tell me what my stomach measured at, like when they measure you with the little measuring tape. She actually didn't say what I measured at, so I'm not sure. I'm sure it was at 37, like normal. My blood pressure was slightly higher today than it usually is. Not anything concerning, not like outrageously high, just a couple bits higher than what my usual blood pressure is, but I think it's because I was really anticipating my appointment today, like a lot. I actually didn't get to see my regular doctor today. I was in the middle of getting ready this morning and my doctor's office called me and I'm like, oh god, please don't be them trying to cancel my appointment because I really need to go and talk to them today. But she called to tell me that my regular OB was ill and she wasn't in the office, and asked me if I would be okay with seeing a different doctor, which I'd rather see a different doctor than not any doctor at all, because like I said, today was pretty important to me. I needed to talk to them about some stuff. So they were just like, okay, so you're gonna see this doctor and we're gonna change your appointment to this time. So yeah, my appointment got pushed back 15 minutes later, not that big of a deal. So I didn't see my usual doctor today. I saw a different doctor, which she was nice and she did her job. I'm not really that picky, but hopefully it'll be my normal doctor next week, because I do have a couple more questions, because I get so like choked up in the doctor's appointments and I forget everything that I had to ask. I got some really good news today. At this doctor's appointment, I've been so like giddy and thinking about it. I'm like, oh my god. So I'm going to show you guys a little, like some clippets that I took after my appointment, so you can get like some real life reactions from Christopher and like whenever I told him what went on. What's your guess for my dilation?
2.
3.
Dang, really? Wow.
I didn't believe it either. She said that and I was like, wait, what?
So what'd they say?
We are set for June 5th at 8 a.m.
God, you ain't gonna be in there longer than 24 hours.
I mean, after she's born, yeah, but before she's born, no. She'll probably come like, really fast.
Yeah, so
oh, you mean that we're not gonna get the 7th or the 8th?
Or the 6th?
Probably not. She'll probably be born on the 5th.
Oh well.
Hi, popping in. I just wanted to like clarify for a second if you're confused about that conversation we were having. We were kind of hoping that Ashlyn would be born on the 7th or the 8th. Because like London was born on the 17th, so I thought the 7th would like tie in with the 7 thing. I thought that would be cool. Or if she was born on the 8th, because Christopher's birthday is August 6th, which is 8/6, and if she was born June 8th, that would be 6/8, and they would be like flip-flopped, and we thought that would be cool. So we were kind of like hoping for one of those days just because it would be cool. It really doesn't matter. But that's kind of like what that reaction was about.
That's insane.
If I even make it to my induction day, I don't think it'll take very long at all.
If you make it?
Yeah.
What, she's saying it's possible you can go to birth?
I mean, of course it's possible.
Well, what happens then?
I'm at a 3 now. I gotta stay below like a 5 and for 2 weeks.
You're kidding.
5 and 6 is technically active labor.
And you were having really bad contractions.
Well, they weren't bad, but I'm just saying that I started to be crampy. And I had some back pain yesterday. So yeah, I am already dilated to 3 centimeters. I'm not even 37 weeks yet and I'm already 3 centimeters. What? I was so shocked. Like, I got my group B swab today, which they swab you down there just to make sure you don't have the group B, and if you do have it, then really all you have to do is just have antibiotics through an IV whenever you give birth. It's pretty much all you have to do, just so that you don't pass it on to the baby when the baby's coming out. So I had to have that swab today. Don't have the results yet, obviously, because they just did it, but I'll let you guys know when I do get the results, obviously. Anyways, my doctor last week was like, okay, by the way, you're gonna have to do this next week, which, you know, it means you gotta get undressed, blah, 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 and if you want, we can check for dilation since I'm already gonna be down there. And I was like, cool, great, thanks, awesome, yeah, sure. So the new doctor is in there, and she's like, okay, scoot down, put your legs here. You know how that goes. I mean, if you're a woman that's had to do these things, and you know how it goes. But I scooted down, and I'm like, yeah, by the way, my doctor said she would check for dilation while she was there, so like, if you could do that. And she's like, yeah, sure, of course. So she did the swab real quick. It's like nothing, it's like little Q-tip. And then she checked me, and like, I'm looking through my legs that are up in the stirrups, and I'm just like, okay, I'm gonna be like a 1 or something. And she's like, you're at a 3. I was like, I'm looking at her like she's lying to me. But then I'm like, why would she lie to me? I literally thought she was playing a joke on me. I was so surprised. I was like, there's no way. I was thinking maybe a 1. I was like, I'm probably not gonna be dilated at all. But 1 if I'm lucky. And then she says 3. And I know being at a 3 doesn't technically mean anything, because I can still be stuck at a 3 until she's born. Pretty much, like, you can be stuck at a 3 for weeks technically, or I could progress to a 10 tomorrow. It all depends on baby. I don't think she's gonna come tomorrow. Don't take that too seriously, but I'm just saying, birth is very spontaneous and unpredictable. So I could be stuck at a 3, or I could keep progressing for however much, or you just don't know. But I was really surprised to hear that I was at a 3. With London, I was checked at 37 weeks, I think, whenever I had to do the group B swab with her as well. And I was at a 1 at 37 weeks. And then when I went to be induced at 39, a little after 39 weeks, I was still at a 1. So I was at a 1 from at least 37 weeks to 39 weeks when they forced me to dilate by inducing me. So I was expecting it to be more like that. And then she tells me a 3, and I'm like, I'm not kidding. I was not expecting that at all. I literally thought she was playing a joke on me for a second. She was like, what, you weren't expecting that? I was like, no, I was not. Dilated to a 3. Let me move on from this. I'm sorry, I'm just so excited and so surprised still. I'm still a little bit in shock. But the other exciting news, we have an official induction date. So we have an induction scheduled for June 5th. That is in 2 weeks. 2 weeks from tomorrow. That is in technically 14 days because today's already almost over, but kind of 15 days. And I'm like, oh my god. I'm still like so giddy and just a little bit in denial. And that's if she even makes it that long. Like, what if she comes before that? I originally wasn't planning on doing the whole induction route because I wanted my body to go into labor on its own and stuff like that, but things are just so complicated right now, as you guys know, with the hospital policies because of coronavirus and it just being me and Christopher here. I don't want to go give birth alone. So the other day I decided that I was going to ask the doctor for an elective induction so that we could make sure someone was here to help us with London. And we mentioned it to his grandma, and we were like, hey, Sandra's going to talk to her doctor at her appointment to see about an induction. Would you be willing to come up here to stay with London for us? And she said she would see. And so I just decided that I was going to ask for an induction if possible. That way we could make sure someone's here. Like I said, if she even makes it, I don't know what's going to happen if she decides to come before someone is here. Don't want to think about that. I'm hoping she makes it to the induction, or at least someone is here when she does decide to come on her own, if she does. So I asked the doctor, I explained to her, I was like, look, we have the toddler, it's just me and my husband, and all of our family lives 9 hours away. We won't have childcare, and I don't want to go to the hospital alone. So I wanted to see about scheduling an elective induction. That way we could plan for someone to be here. And I was kind of like iffy. I didn't really know how it was going to go because some doctor's offices don't allow that, or like some hospitals aren't allowing elective things right now because of the virus. So I really wasn't sure, but it was literally so easy. I said that and she's like, yeah, sure, I'll go get the paperwork and we can schedule something for you today. Like, I didn't know if it was gonna happen at all. I thought maybe I was gonna like bring it up and she's be like, I can ask, you will like have them call you and let you know or something like that. I kind of wasn't expecting to walk out with a set date and time, but I did. So June 5th, she will be here by June 5th. I don't think that she'll take long to be born after starting an induction, honestly. I go in at 8 a.m. and I think I'm sure she'll be born before midnight. So I don't really want to say that she'll be here June 6th because I'm sure it'll probably be the 5th, the latest. But we have an official date, and now I have to like reschedule everything and replan everything. And I know I told you guys that I've been planning to do the daily vlogs, which I still will. They're just gonna be moved up a week. I was gonna start those next Saturday, but now they will be starting this Saturday. So the first daily vlog will be out the day after you see this, and I'll be daily vlogging until she comes or until my induction date, whatever comes first. And then after that, the labor and delivery vlog will be up depending on how I feel. Depends on how long it'll take. Something else I found out the other day is I have to be tested for COVID before I give birth. Originally they were like, yeah, you gotta be tested, and then once your test comes back negative, then you can take your mask off. So like, I have to wear a mask before that. But because I ended up scheduling an elective induction, now the hospital is gonna call me and I'm gonna have to go in a couple days before my induction is scheduled so that they can test me then, and then they'll have the results before I go in for my induction, just so that they don't have to worry about it later. So I have to be tested for coronavirus. Not looking forward to that. But yeah, at least I won't be stuck wearing a mask, because that would really suck giving birth with a mask on. That is what is going on right now. I can't believe how close to the end we are. We have a like set end date now. It's not just, oh, she could come like 2 weeks late if she wants to. Now it's, she will be here by this day, and this day is only 2 weeks away. So let me stop rambling, because I could go on forever about how shocked I am. Let's do the bump date real quick and then I'll be out. Technically my 37-week bump date right here. So excuse my belly band down here, I didn't pull it back up. I feel like she might be, well, I don't know, she looks pretty high right now. Stretch marks down her. I'm really tight right now. Oof. I'm hoping she's still head down. I'm not 100% sure. She probably is. Seems like she is most of the time, but I don't know. I don't know how to tell. But I'm hoping she is. Last 2 times we saw her, she was head down. Alright, you guys. Thank you so much for watching today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please leave a like and a comment below, and subscribe to the channel before you go if you have not already. I'm telling you guys, you need to be subscribed by now, because we're getting so close. And if labor and delivery vlogs are your thing and newborn content is your thing, you need to be subscribed. And daily vlogs starting tomorrow now. So subscribe, turn on the post notifications so you don't miss any of our videos. I mean, I'm telling you, you don't want to miss it. Anyways, thank you guys for watching, and I will see you next time, tomorrow.